Rob?
Hey, Bear. Hey, I'm down here. Hey, I'm over here. Yeah, right here. Well, now that they found me here on the set, let's bring in the blueprint for our show in the Golf Kingdom. We're going to start off with the Build It segment where we're going to talk about the driver. Yeah, what do you do to hit the driver correctly before you ever swing the club? Then we're going to go on course and do some chipping, and we'll follow that with a visit to the Golf Matrix. We're going to talk about the numbers of the game. And then a putting service announcement where I'm going to explain aim point green reading and why that's an important thing to maybe learn to help your putting. Then it's a strategy visit and a pop culture segment where we're going to go Caddyshack to help your game, and then a swing analysis from the PGA Tour. And as always, we're going to close with a time to rise. Are you ready? Because it's time to build here in the Golf Kingdom.
Welcome to the #1 golf variety show in the world, the Golf Kingdom. Are you ready to build your game? Here's your host, Rob Strano.
Well, here we are again. It's time for another great episode of the Golf Kingdom. And as always, our Build It segment is going to start us off. And it involves a text message I got the other day. Let's bring up the message for you to look at. And here it is. I got this for one of my players, and he was asking for help with his driver setup. And look at the end. He said, "Oh my gosh, I am so confused by what I'm seeing online from Google." Well, come back to me from the text message, and I'm going to solve that confusion. Yes, we're going to talk about how to hit the driver and what to do before you ever swing to give you a chance to hit it correct. And we're going to talk about 3 keys to getting it right here in our Build It segment. The 3 keys to the setup are going to be ball position, stance width, and of course, one of the main keys is what is our body tilted like in order to be able to hit up on the driver, because hitting up on the driver is a key because the ball is up on a tee. Let's come to the widescreen view now and let's get into the driver and understand how do we hit this thing and set it correctly to hit it. Now, stance width is important. The key to stance width is with the driver, it's got to be as wide as your shoulders, but not too narrow. We've talked in the past about when you get too narrow, you're an upside down pyramid and unstable. We got to have a nice shoulder width stance. One of the simple ways to find shoulder width is to set up toes out 45 degrees, a golf ball between your heels, pigeon toe in 45, set your feet straight, and there you are. You can see I'm perfectly shoulder width right here at the ball position. So key number 1 to hitting the driver is shoulder width stance, because we got to be able to shift and use the ground to get power and get the all-important thing, the speed and stability to support that power. Now, part number 2, let's bring a golf ball in here, is ball position. The driver, it's up on a tee, which means the angle of attack, which means when the club is moving into the ball, is it going down, is it going up, what's it doing? The angle of attack has to be moving upwards. So key here, ball position, we want the ball position up on the tip of the left shoulder or lead shoulder, kind of where the seam of your shirt is. With that, the ball position forward, the club is rising because it's in front of your flat spot. Look at this graphic from this launch monitor data. This is Trey Mullinax, PGA Tour and Korn Ferry Tour player, and look at that angle of attack number. We're going to circle it. Yeah, it's up 6. Come back to me. He's one of the longest drivers out there, and he's hitting up 6 because the ball is forward and the club is rising and catching it and knocking it right off the tee. That last key I mentioned is the correct amount of tilt. This will help you sweep the ball off the tee. We want to have the lead shoulder up, trail shoulder down, and the hip in. Easy way to find it is put the club under your chin, put it between your legs, and hold it against your belt right here, and tilt until you hit your leg. See, the club hits my leg, I'm tipped to the right, and I'm in the right position now. So, tilted, ball position forward on the tip of your shoulder, and then the key part is correct stance width. Do that, and you'll get your driver set up right every time. Okay, we've jumped out on the course, and one question I get asked a lot is, what do you do when you're chipping the ball uphill and into the grain? As I've always said, into the grain is like chipping into the teeth of a comb, because the grass is going towards you. You're going uphill, so it just wants to kill the ball. It won't want to roll. And so this shot would normally call for like a little bump and run with maybe an 8-iron or 9-iron, but the grain would kill it. I have to hit it too hard, and it may not get up to the hole. So I want to get this shot up to the hole, but I've got a lot of space. This is the one time where I would grab a lofted club and try to throw it 3/4 of the way there. I want to make sure the ball gets up to the hole. So I'm going to take a big enough swing to try to throw this shot up to the hole and let the grain and the uphill kind of kill the ball. So I got it almost 3/4 of the way there. Look at it, it's right on line. Get up there. Woohoo! Almost knocked it in the hole. But by hitting it at least 3/4 of the way, if the grain kills it, the ball's still going to get up there. So the bump and run up the hill into the grain, boy, I've got to hit it hard to get there. I'm going to take loft. This was my 54-degree wedge. I'm going to take loft and fly it up there 3/4 of the way or even 90% of the way and let the grain in the uphill kill the ball around the hole. Doing that ensures that the ball gets up there and I have a short par putt or maybe a birdie putt. Welcome to the Golf Matrix, where we get into the numbers of golf and help you understand something. And I am going to take you on a journey into that matrix to help you understand what happens to the golf ball when you hit it. I hear people in the golf matrix all the time talk about the side spin of the golf ball, that they make it spin sideways to make it curve. So is that really what happens inside the golf matrix? Let's look at some video to find out. So here we go. First video. The ball is launched. It's in the air. We got the numbers across the bottom of the screen. What you're seeing is a path of 1.7 and a face to path of 0.5 with the horizontal launch of 1.3, which means the ball launched off to the right at 1.3. And then we talk about the spin axis of the ball. The ball has an axis, north and south poles. What happens is the axis will tilt according to the path and the face numbers. So on this one, the axis is going to tilt to the left, and the ball, as you see the spin axis, 0.6 left here, the axis will tilt left, and that will make that ball ever so slightly come back from right to left. Because these numbers are pretty tight, you don't have a lot of curve to this one. Now, let's look at the next video. Here's the launch. Now, we get a bigger axis tilt, and you see more curve going on here right now. You can see the launch up and then curving back. Let's look at our numbers at the bottom. A club path here of 2.1 with a face way left of the path, 1.6. What's our axis tilt number? The axis the ball is tilted on. It's not spinning sideways. The ball is being tilted this way, which produces the draw, our axis tilt, 3.9. So what happens is, inside the golf matrix, the ball is tilting. It isn't spinning sideways. The ball will always spin end over end. It's just a matter of how much is this axis going to tilt. And in this case, an axis tilt of 3.9 produces this little draw pattern you see right here in the golf matrix. Alexa, open Golf Kingdom.
Welcome to Golf Kingdom. Here's your golf tip of the day.
Welcome to the Golf Kingdom. I am your host, Rob Strano, and here is today's Pro Pointer.
Alexa, stop. If you want more pro pointers from me via your Amazon-enabled skill at the Golf Kingdom, be sure to go there and enable it. Every day I give you a new tip, free, with your Amazon-enabled device. So enable the Golf Kingdom and you'll get a tip from me, your host, Rob Strano, every day. Okay, it's our putting service announcement, and as you can see, I've gone out on the greens to help us here. Let's see what this putt looks like. So I'm aiming here, I'm gonna hit this putt, it's gonna roll down the hill, it's going towards the flag. Is it gonna go in? Almost, man, I almost made it. Now, let's explain what happened here and what you saw on this video. This is a great example of aim point putting. Now, I'm one of the aim point certified instructors. I travel the country doing aim point, and we're gonna talk about why an important part of aim point is understanding what the middle third of the putt does. So as we watch this putt, the middle third of the putt right here is where all the programming for the ball happens. So we're going to go ahead and freeze it right here. So here's the putt. You see all the balls there. The middle third starts here and ends there. That is, as you see, the balls roll straight and then that middle third is where the ball's told what to do, and then the last part of the putt, it rolls really straight towards the hole. This is the key to understanding green reading. So as you look at the putt, you can see I'm aiming over here at this bottle. The ball starts towards it. As it curves away, it's getting told where's the straight downhill. The ball is going to turn straight downhill. It's always going to follow the drainage straight downhill. The middle third is going to make it turn, and then from there it goes straight to the hole. Let's watch it again. Here comes the putt. So I'm going to hit it. There it goes. It takes off. Rolling, boom, middle third, right there, middle third, it's getting the data. Now see how it rolls straight? Almost goes in, but that last part, if I was standing way over there instead of right here, that ball will look like it's going straight into the hole to me, but from the putting angle here, it looks like it's going sideways. So it's all perspective and viewpoint, but the key is understanding that middle third of the putt. That's where the ball gets all the information it needs to be directed right at the hole. Come see me to get an aim point putting lesson and understand how to read this and get it right every time. Okay, so it's our PSA, our putting service announcement here in the Golf Kingdom, and we're going to talk about downhill putts and how to assess them, because what I see is players not assessing that it's downhill enough. You got to understand, when you're going downhill, you're going to lose control of this putt at some point. At some point, the green is going to take over and make it get down there. So I've got a water bottle here. I'm going to look at this putt, and I'm going to go, okay, I think at this point right over here, which is kind of way to the left, the green's going to take over and make the ball get down to the hole. So I'm simply going to putt to that spot and then kind of sit back and watch the green take the ball down to the hole. I got it rolling down there. All I can do is just watch and spectate now. It's getting there. It's not on a bad line. Oh, it's going to miss a little short and right. But this downhiller with all that break and all that speed, I was pretty close to getting the speed right. As you look at these downhill putts, look at them and go, okay, at what point is the green going to take over and there's nothing I can do about it? After that point, you're just going to watch the ball roll down there. Practice this. Go out in the green, find a big slope and go, if I putt to here, where's the ball going to end up? Is it going to get down to the hole? Is it going to go past? Is it going to go short? Sometimes you have to see it once to get it right. So this one right here, we're looking at it. It's going down. It's breaking to the right. One more time. I'm aiming way over here. I'm putting to that spot. I'm going to let it roll down there. The green's got it. There's nothing I can do. Putt to your spot and let the green take over, and you'll find you get more putts closer to the hole. Well, it's our strategy segment, and I'm Colonel Strano, and I'm here to help you with your strategy on the course sometimes, but not this time. We're going to mix in a little strategy and a little mental game to help you here. And here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about preparation, whether it's practice or whether it's play. Being prepared to hit a good shot every time. What I'm always stressing in my training sessions is be prepared to hit a good shot every time. So if we're working on your backswing, take a practice swing or two or three until you've got the correct change we're making, and then try to hit a golf ball doing what we practiced. That's the preparation. My military guys here, we train and train and train and train and train, so when it comes time to perform, our training takes over. We don't leave anything spare behind us because we've trained it into us. That's the same way in a golf lesson and going to the golf course. Prepare. Look at this quote from David Faraday. He said, when was the last time you took a bad practice swing and afterwards staggered around and went, what was that? Come back to me. Yeah, when was the last time you took a bad practice swing? No, the practice swing is always the best swing we do, the best move we make. So keep in mind, take a practice swing or two or three when you're practicing, get it right, and then hit a ball. On the golf course, when you go play and you're out there with your guys, it's your shot. Take one practice swing, feeling the weight of the club, feeling the club you're using, the shot you're trying to make, the swing you're trying to make, and then set up and do it. So train it first and go out and execute it on the golf course. And maybe you'll find you play a lot better.
Chrome Soft isn't your typical tour ball. It's the modern tour ball, From cover to core, we've re-engineered every aspect of Chromesoft to create our fastest, highest quality, most consistent tour ball ever. Breakthrough innovation has created more distance and built a ball for total performance. The new Chromesoft. This ball changes everything.
It's our pop culture segment, and yeah, we've gone Carl Spackler and Caddyshack. One of the questions I get is, Rob, teach us some of the strange, difficult shots of golf. I've got one out on course where it might have been a little rainy. I'm going to show you what to do if you get yourself into a wet lie or maybe from a creek or a lake. Check it out. You wanted it, you got it. It is a special tropical storm edition on course in the Golf Kingdom. So you know what? You've decided, I don't think the hard stuff's going to come down for quite a while now. And you've played on. You're on the course. The tropical storm's blowing through. We got standing water everywhere. And you decided this standing water's not in the way. I'm going for it. And you blast driver down there, but you don't clear the water. You're in the water. And you know what? In golf, you play it as it lies. So you're going to play it as it lies in the water. Now, if you're playing it as it lies and you've got like a rubber duck you're hitting, it doesn't matter how deep the water is. It could be shallow, and I can hit the rubber duck out. Or I could be back here where it's deep. Doesn't matter. If it's a rubber ducks are floating, I can get the rubber duck out of the water. But how much water is too much? Well, let's find out. So let me throw a ball down here. So I can see about a quarter on top of the ball. There's a quarter there. I'm going to hit it like a bunker shot. Oh yeah, that came out nice. That ball's like 50, 60 yards down the fairway. So let's back up a little more. So let's back up here. I can't quite see a quarter. Maybe I can see a dime on top of the ball here. Same thing, I got to hit it. Be aggressive. That one came out, oh, maybe half as far, maybe 25 yards. Now let's get back here. Okay, I'm throwing a couple balls down in here. Uh-oh, I can't see any of the top of the ball. The question is, can I get it out? So I got to be aggressive. I got to aim behind the ball. I got to swing. Oh, I got it out. It went about 10 yards. Let's back up. I'm getting it out. Oh, this looks bad. This is like 3 inches under the water. Can I get it out? Aiming way behind it. Oh, I just rolled it out of the bunker. If I got another one, I got 2 more here. Let's keep getting deeper. So I got them out. I keep getting them out. These are getting deeper in here. There's a little hole I'm standing in. I'm not sure if I can get that one. That one came out. Okay, this is my biggest challenge. I'm deep in the water here. So you can see how much that club's underneath to the ferrule. I'm that deep in the water. Can I get it out of here? Oh, that didn't quite get out. More swing. Okay, I got that one out. So, you know what? You don't think the hard stuff's going to come down for quite a while. I'd keep playing. Keep playing. Just know what to do when you get in these unusual water hazards that weren't there when you normally play the course. Well, one of the cool things we do as coaches in golf is we analyze golf swings. Yes, we analyze the swings of the players we coach, but we also analyze the swings of the best players in the game. And we look at them and go, man, what do they do so well? And we've got one of the best and longest here in the Golf Kingdom to look at their swing in our swing sequence segment. And who is it? It's Cameron Champ. So let's bring up his swing and let it play here. So we're just going to kind of watch his swing and just let it go. It's in super slow motion. So as you see, he's coming back. It's looking good. He's at the top of the swing. Now he's going to turn it loose, come down, boom, smooth, all the way through to a nice big finish. Now let's look at it and slow it down and talk about the great stuff he does. So here we go. We're going to come back to his setup position. He looks great at setup. Nice athletic position, rear end out. Stop it right there. So as he comes back and gets that lead arm parallel to the ground, you see the shaft here kind of pointing out towards the golf ball. The hips have remained pretty calm coming back. The hands have started to hinge the club, but the shaft isn't pointed this way, and it's not pointed behind him this way. It's kind of pointed over towards the ball. Now, let's go to the top of his swing. So we're going to take him back a little farther. Stop it right there. Boom. Right at the top of his swing. Look at how his hands are above his trail shoulder. So his hands are above his right shoulder, and his elbows are nice and level here. You don't see this elbow down and this elbow up. The elbows are nice and level. That's that look you want at the top. The level elbows. Here we go. Let's start down and come down to impact. Stop it right there. Boom, and impact. Here's what we see. The hips have turned open, a very calm trail foot. Nice extension in the arms as he comes through. Go to the finish now. Go all the way through to the finish of the swing. Stop it right at the finish and look at that foot right there has started to release. Keep it going. We're not quite at the finish yet. Run that video a little more. Boom, right there. Back foot is finished just like he's throwing a ball. All his weight is forward. Nice big unwind coming through. Hips facing the target. So Cameron Champ, one of the longest hitters on tour. He gets those hands up as he goes back. Elbows level. As he comes through, he clears the hip and makes a nice big finish. Let's look at it one more time. All the way back and through. We're going to let it run, and you're going to see as he comes back, the lower body's calm as he comes back right there, calm. Watch for those hands. They're going to get up there. Keep it going. Keep it going. Hands get up high. Now he comes down. Hips are clearing, rips it through. Nice extension of the arms all the way to a full finish. So if we're going to take anything away from Cameron Champ, high hands, level elbows, gets him lots of distance at the top away from his body. That distance allows him to drop the club in, create speed, and he gets all the way around on that trail foot, just like he's throwing a ball as hard as he can, and that's why he's one of the longest players on the PGA Tour. Well, let's talk the myths and misconceptions of golf in our It's Just Hot Air segment, brought to you by our friends at Executive Air. We're going to talk about something that maybe your friends, your buddies, maybe you read it, something that's not really true in golf, and we're going to talk about reading divots. So a divot in golf would look like this. There's a divot right there. Oops, that's a swing and a miss divot. Let me see the next divot picture. Oh, there's called laying the sod over it divot. But a divot in golf, a real one, looks like this, where you come in, you clip the ball first, and the divot flies out, and the divot maybe will point one direction that way or straight. So you're going, okay, that divot went left. My gosh, that ball better go left, or the divot went left, or the divot's pointed to the right. That ball better go right. But is that true? Let's look at some data here. First video, launch monitor data. Here we got a left path, a left face. The divot would maybe go left, and the ball is going off to the left. So yeah, left divot, that would work. Next video, let's see what the next one is. So we've got a right path and a right face. So the divot would be pointed to the right, and that ball, look at that ball go off to the right. So left and right. We would look at the divot and go, that went left, that went right. That would work. But what's the next one look like here? So here comes the next one. Oh my gosh, we've got a 5 left path and a face that's 14 to the right. So that divot will be going this way, but look where the ball went. It went way over there. Oh my gosh, that wouldn't be true. Next one, here's what we got. We've got a right path and a left face. So that divot would be going to the right. The face would be left. And look at that ball going up and going to the left. So that divot would confuse you, wouldn't it? One more. Let's see what this looks like. Here's the last one. Whoa, look at that one go over there. Oh my gosh. We've got a path that's 0, a straight ahead path, but that ball went way over there. Oh my gosh. Reading divots, it's a myth. It's a misconception. You can't do it. So don't do it. This has been Hot Air. It's just Hot Air. Brought to you by our friends at Executive Air. See them for all your cooling, heating, and refrigeration needs. Well, leadership is an interesting concept, and we hear things about leaders, athletes being leaders, politicians being leaders, all kinds of leaders. It's time to rise. Rise is kind of the key part of this segment. And a leader helps people rise up. That's what leaders do. They take people that are down and pull them up where they are, or they throw them past where they are. That's what a leader does. So in golf, we've had some great leaders in the game. You've had Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, who have pulled people up. Tiger Woods set an example that all of us strove to maintain. We went after him fitness-wise, working harder at our game. He kind of led players to be better at golf. In life, we've all got leaders and mentors we look up to. Maybe it's, in my case, my dad. Maybe it's a parent, it's a father figure out there, or someone that was in business that took you under their wing and pulled you up. So keep in mind as you hear the word leader out there, just because you play a sport, or you are in Congress or in Senate, or you're a businessman, doesn't necessarily make you a leader. Even in the military, you've got leaders that got there the wrong way. They got there by climbing over others, not because of excellence and not because of pulling people up to where they are. That's the key to being a leader, is you take people that are down and bring them up. I have coaches all the time asking, Rob, can I come watch you coach? And I say, absolutely, spend as much time, pick my brain, because I'll help you go from where you are down here up past me if you can get there, because that's what a leader does. Well, we're back where I started the show to recap the show. Yes, it's our Strano notes where I talk about some of the key things we covered to help your game. Right off the bat, our first Strano note is chipping. Yes, we went on course and I showed you what to do when you're chipping into the grain uphill. And the key was chip the ball as far as you can towards the hole to make sure you get it there. Then we went strategy in our second Strano note, and I talked about be prepared to hit a good shot and how to prepare. Last thing was, third Strano note, you can't read your divots to determine what your swing did. That was a myth and misconception from It's Just Hot Air. You can't trust your divots to tell you what the swing did. Now, a couple key things here in the Golf Kingdom. Be sure you download the Golf Kingdom app. All the shows are there, daily stuff from me to help your game. If you have an Alexa device, you can always ask her to give you the Golf Kingdom skill every day from me. Just say, Alexa, play the Golf Kingdom, and you get a free tip from me, your host, Rob Strano, every day. And as always, check us out on social media. Thanks again for joining us here in the Golf Kingdom. I really don't look like Neo at all, though, do I? He died in the middle of the segment. I got no hand signals, no timing, nothing.